Hello everybody, let's learn SQL, that is Standard Query Language, Structure Query Language learning. I'm just learning in live. I will share screen. Screen sharing is already started. I will open the terminal window. Okay, this is my terminal window, and here um, I'll log into the my SQL hyphen home root user hyphen p. Now enter password. It's asking me for password. I'm entering password. I have set a long password. Access denied for user privacy loss using yes last. Uh, Maybe I use okay. Let's I'm entering to the MySQL and let's check the status. In current database, I have not selected any database, so this is showing database is not selected here, and connection ID is my 11. Let's check is let's check how many database are present in there. So I'm typing a command that is show databases. There are 5 rows in the set. That means I have 5 databases. Information schema, MySQL performance schema series, and one is DB1. DB1 is my own database. I will use that DB1 database change. Let's check the status. Now current database is DB1. Okay. Let's check. Uh, is there any table already created in the DB1? So tables. Oh, there is one row in set. That means one table is already created in the DB1 database. Okay. Now let's see the description of the employee tables. Describe employee. Okay. There is a column that is employee name, age, and salary. Okay, there is a unique constraint. No value is acceptable. Okay, uh, let's check. Is any records present in the employee table? Select star from employee. When I'm writing in all of the actually this is my SQL command and this is my table name. I'm writing all of these in small letter, but you can use capital letter as well. Let me show you. I'm using capital letter. Select star from employee, and in employee table there are records, 5 records. uh, each row is equal to record, and one cell is field. uh, okay, null emp id has 2 null value. That means null values are acceptable. But what I want to do, I don't okay, let's add constraint to the emp id, and constraint then is not null. Not null constraint means you cannot skip the EMP ID value. Okay, when you are inserting data, you cannot skip the EMP ID. Now, how I will apply the not null constraint to the EMP ID? Command is very simple. There are one way is when you are creating the tables, you can add constraint during that time. But in my case, table is already created. That means I have to modify after created. So there are commands that is alter table, and table name is employee. I'm writing table name in small letter, alter table, and modify column name. Okay, modify is a SQL command. Modify column, and column name is EMP ID, and constraint. Column name is EMP ID is a column name, and column name, and type is int type, and I'm adding not null constraint. Not null constraint. That means in EMP ID field you cannot insert default values, that is null. Default values is null in here. These are default values, but default values is not acceptable in this field. Not null. Is there is any space? Let's check in. Not null. Not null. Oh, there is a space between not and null. Okay, not null. Okay. Error invalid use of null value. Oh, why this is not applied on PNP ID? Actually, there is already a field that is not null. So I have to delete or I have to remove that record, and after that I will use this not null constraint. Unless the reason is if there is mm, null, if in that field null is present, invalid use of null value. Let's describe employee. Null values are acceptable. That means when our modification is not applied, what I have to do, I have to remove the record that is null constraint. Okay, actually I'm in the learning phase. I didn't learn how to remove this record from, but there is way you can remove it. Let's see how to remove the records from the how to remove records. How to remove records from SQL table. Let's check the command. The delete from table name where, or delete customer. Delete from. So delete where. Okay, I'm using delete from employee where MPID control null. Select star 0 row. Delete. Let's delete employee where name to Migrant. One row affected. That means Vikrant is removed. Now I will remove the second dev. Delete. Delete from employee where name culture name is dev, and that is removed. Describe employee. Okay. Select star form employee. Okay. Now I can apply the node null constraint to this table. Alter table. Table one is employee and modify column, and column name is empid and empid type is int type, and constant is not null. Query, okay, 0 rows affected. Okay. Describe. Yeah. Now empid type null is not. That means null value is not accepted in this field. Null value is not accepted in this field. Let's insert. Let's insert one more record. Insert into employee. Insert into employee, and column is empid. I'm skipping the empid. I'm name. I'm providing data to the name is salary. Okay. Values are name is web, age is 25, and salary is 30,000. Field empid does not have a default value. There is no default value in the empid. Default value is null, but we have set the constraint not null, so null is not acceptable in the empid field. Let's try one more time. Insert into employee. Insert into employee. Now empid name is salary, values the empid is 3 and then 4. Now this record will be inserted to. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds to your server version syntax there. Oh, insert into employee name. Oh, employee ID name is salary, then values, then I have not used the comma in this. Okay, now yeah, want to affect it. That is inserted to the table employee. Let's check. Select star from employee. Done. Unique is also a one more content constraint, and in unique constraint, if you apply unique constraint on the column, that means duplicate values are not allowed in that field, in that column, and not null is allowed because can you compare the null values? Null means there is no value. If there is no value, how you compare that they are similar? They are similar or they are duplicate values. Okay. Now let's move to the primary. Primary key. Uh, how do I apply the constraint primary key? And primary key is simply the primary key constraint who uniquely identify is record in a table. Okay, if you applying primary key, that means there is no duplicate values are. Unique is also a duplicate values, but in unique, if you are applying unique constraint, that means null values are acceptable. But if you are applying primary primary key constraint, that means null values are not acceptable and each record has unique value. Okay. I have no such type of tables where I will apply primary key. Let's describe employee. Oh, EMP is already applied as primary PRI. PRI means PRI. Okay, I'm returning from here. Exit. Exit. Let's come to this line. Next day, I will definitely learn about foreign key. I little bit know about foreign key, like if there is a one more, if you have a table and there is a primary key in this table and you are creating another table but related to the first one table, and you are using primary key in the second table, that means this in the second table, that primary key becomes foreign key. Okay guys, good night, thank you so much.